So as you guys know, the Golden State Warriors wrapped up the 2025 preseason with a victory over the Portland Trail Blazers. But that did not come without an ejection from Jonathan Kuminga. His first career ejection after not getting a foul call that he wanted and ended up bumping into the referee. Now, Steve Kerr said he liked the ejection, but the NBA, they did not. They ended up fining Kuminga $35,000 for that contact with the official versus the Trailblazers. And, we're going to talk about that ejection, that fine, and really what the reasoning was for why Kuminga ended up bumping the official in the first place. Before we dive into all that and some Warriors roster moves in the back half of today's show, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We are trying to hit our next milestone of 98,500 subscribers on the road to 100K. We got to hit our next milestone before opening night. Opening night in which we will be live here on the channel for a Warriors and Lakers watch party. Tune in here, subscribe, turn notifications on so you can join us for that game, and you never miss Warriors content right here on YouTube. Alrighty, man. Jonathan Kuminga fined. Golden State Warriors forward Jonathan Kuminga has been fined $35,000 for making inappropriate contact with and continuing to pursue a game official. So that sounds like he rejected him on a date. It was announced today by James Jones, the EVP of basketball operations. And the incident for which Kuminga was assessed a technical foul and ejected, it occurred with literally 1 second left in the second quarter. And, that was not the best look for Kuminga here. But there was pretty, I'd say justified reasoning for the whole situation here. Anthony Slater saying that Jonathan Kuminga told him that the aspect of the no call that set him off in his first career ejection was the trip and clip of his right ankle from behind. If you guys saw the original photo that we had up for earlier, it looked like he got his arm kind of slapped as he went towards the rim, but it was really because of the trip that you see here. Kuminga's foot making contact with the back of this Portland defender's leg, and that is the same exact ankle that Kuminga suffered the injury from back in January. Ended up missing 2+ months because of it, and really never got into the groove that he should have gotten into with Jimmy Butler in the Golden State Warriors lineup after that trade went down. So naturally, you can understand the frustration when he doesn't get a call on something that officials probably understand and know, because these guys aren't silly. Like, they know this stuff, that Kuminga has injured that ankle before, and that's something that he would be getting kind of riled up about. So it's justified. Steve Kerr said he liked it, and here's what he kind of had to say about the whole situation. He said the way he ran on the ejection play, the activity he played with, the rebounding, that's the JK that can really help our team. I love the way he played. I love the fire. I love the passion, and that's going to go really, really well for Golden State here. Look, it seems to me that the relationship between Steve Kerr and Jonathan Kuminga looks to be much improved from where it was a season ago, even the season before that, really any time that he's had in Golden State so far. It kind of seems like we're at the peak of these two guys coexisting here, and that's great news for Golden State, because what have we been asking Jonathan Kuminga to do this whole time? Just buy into the situation, buy into your role, and it's going to work out for you in the long run. And here's Kuminga's reaction to Kerr kind of being cool with it and having his back. He said, "It means a lot knowing that a lot of people have my back. Having people having my back, it's not for me to let them down. Just keep doing what I'm doing, playing hard, just competing every moment." Wow. This is this epiphany that Jonathan Kuminga is having right now. It's insane. Like, it's crazy how likable you become. It's crazy how much easier things become for you when you become coachable, when you buy in, when you are not trying to be the hero on a team that has a top 5 basketball player that's ever walked the planet. I mean, I don't know what YouTuber's been saying that for the past year, but, I'm just a guy making videos. Look, I'll tell you what, about Jonathan Kuminga's preseason, he has bought in for the most part. In just 73 minutes of play, because he only got a couple in that Portland game, he has recorded 16 assists, and that's 4 a night over the 4 preseason games that he played, but in only 18 minutes in those outings, like, that's a pretty good, trajectory for where Jonathan Kuminga is on. If, say, he plays, 25, 30 minutes a night, that number could be upwards of 5 to maybe even 6 assists if he's really, dominating and controlling that and running that second unit for Golden State in some certain areas. Like, I've loved the willingness of Kuminga to find his open teammates, get other people involved, and as well as on the glass as well. He's been hungry and going after rebounds. Now, he did have 12 turnovers compared to 16 assists, so we do have to still realize that Kuminga is not a complete player. He's not necessarily going to be a guy who you want with the ball in his hands, pounding the rock all the time. Like, the role that we wanted to buy into is off of the ball, complementary. He can still get his ISO plays. He's really good at that. He's worked on that stuff. But, maybe a happy medium of him playing a little bit more complementary and off of the ball and off-ball movement. And then he can get his ISO moments when he's running with the second unit, and he's clearly the best offensive option out there on the floor. I'll ask you guys this question before we move on to today's show. I think it was pretty justified. I think the vibes around Kuminga and the Warriors roster and the coaching staff is as good as it's ever been right now. So how excited are you to watch Jonathan Kuminga this upcoming season? Let me know in the comment section, scaling it 1 to 100. 1 being, I can't wait till this guy's traded, get him out. I don't even want to see him play. 100 being, I'm the biggest Jonathan Kuminga stan on earth. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. As up next, we'll talk about some Warriors roster moves here as they're cleaning things up before the final regular season roster is set in place. And we have some more news that you need to know as well heading into the season. That around the corner. First, I got to tell you guys about our sponsors. This episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. You and I make decisions every single day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. It actually can get you up to 2,000 times your money in one lineup watching your dubs this season. It's daily fantasy made easy. All you guys got to do is pick a sport or pick multiple sports. Basketball, baseball playoffs in full swing. Football season is here as well. And you just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and you watch the winnings roll in. It's the best. And there's so many daily fantasy sports apps out there. PrizePicks ranks above them all because of the awesome features that they have. They have a feature called Stacks, where no other daily fantasy sports app offers, where you can have the same player with 3 different stats in the same lineup. If you want to take Steph Curry threes, Steph Curry steals, Steph Curry personal fouls, you can do it all in the same lineup, only on PrizePicks. And speaking of Wardell, Steph, and Curry, they are offering a max discount right now where they slash projections by 99%. And for the opener against the Lakers, all Steph has to do is score a point, and you are going to have a greened out square in your lineup. Also, for new users, they're offering great deals. $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup, but you got to use our promo code CLNS. You can see in the bottom right of your screen. So download the PrizePicks app today and use the code CLNS for $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS for $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. So the Warriors went in and had some roster moves here as Taevion, Kinsey, and Marques Bolden were released by Golden State as they clean up the roster here heading into the regular season. You know, naturally, some of these guys who are on Exhibit 10s and whatnot, some camp tryout contracts, are going to be waived. Kinsey, Bolden, all likelihood they're going to be heading to Santa Cruz to play with the G League Warriors this year. Now, more moves could be on the way, though, because, yeah, Golden State waived Chance McMillian and a bunch of other guys, you know, right before training camp began, but there's still one name kind of lingering around the Golden State Warriors organization that isn't on a two-way contract, is still on an Exhibit 10, and the season's right around the corner. And that's L.J. Cryer, the hero from the Warriors' comeback win, 20-point deficit in the fourth quarter, like last week. And look, man, it's interesting. If Golden State was, you know, not planning on just sending him to Santa Cruz, having him play in their G League squad all year, then why wasn't he a part of the PR announcement waiving Kinsey and waiving Bolden? It begs the question if L.J. Cryer is going to get a little bit of a different contract heading into this season. I mean, what he did against Portland was awesome. He was fearless. He hit that kind of dagger jump shot, the go-ahead three ball, with 2 minutes left in the game, and you know nobody was guarding him. He just stepped up and ripped it. Like, this guy is fearless. A plus 25 in that game. A really good defender as well. Could really buy in to being a team defender, as we know his days with the Houston Cougars and Baylor Bears. You know, they were predicated on defense. But like I said, he could be looking at a different contract this upcoming season. I know the Warriors have basically every spot filled right now, but they can make some changes. We just saw the Celtics earlier today waive one of their 2 guys and bring another 2-way guy in. I think the Warriors are looking at that option right now with L.J. Cryer. Now, who would be the one that ends up getting the odd man out, the cut from these 2-way contracts? Well, Pat Spencer, it better not be him. I mean, I need that guy around the Golden State Warriors locker room. I need him around the organization. I might need him on the playoff roster so he can go headbutt somebody when people are trying to hack Steph. Alex Tui, their second-round draft pick, it's more unlikely to me that the Warriors would favor cutting Tui, unproven guy, over a guy in Jackson Rowe who they kind of know where they're at this point. So, in that case, why don't we go with the younger guy in L.J. Cryer, a little bit more upside, who's shown you flashes during the preseason, and just, you know, let Jackson Rowe go do his thing with the Santa Cruz Warriors. Here's what Steve Kerr had to say on L.J. Cryer, and then we also talk about what Mike Dunleavy had to say as well, because it seems like they've had interest in him for a while. The guy's fearless. He's a really confident shooter, confident player, loves the game, loves the moment. I think he's got a lot of attributes that will help him make the league for a long time. And here's what Dunleavy had to say about it. And he said he's been on the radar for a while. I think we were trying to hide him from everybody else because he, wasn't invited to the combine, wasn't drafted, all this crazy stuff for a guy who's one of the best players on the runner-up to the national championship last year. He's a classic example of a guy who would fall through the cracks, went to multiple colleges, undersized, under-athletic by NBA standards, but he has the character, the toughness, can function within a team, and then he's got an elite skill. His ability to shoot the ball is pretty unique. If you could shoot in Golden State, then, You're probably going to get a contract signed for you there. I'm pumped, man. I would love to see Cryer here get a real opportunity for Golden State early on in the season. I mean, I know we saw that video of DeAnthony Melton earlier, but he could be out for the entire first month of the season. So there could be minutes available at that guard spot. And how many guys for Golden State outside of Steph at the guard spot can hit the three ball at as high of a clip as LJ Cryer can? Maybe Podziemski on some nights, but we haven't seen that over a consistent stretch just yet. LJ Cryer shot 43% from three-point range in 2024, 2025 in college. I'd give him a shot. Jackson Rowe, go play in Santa Cruz. Who would you guys decide to keep? I mean, Rowe has been okay in some scenarios. He projects as a much better, bigger frame defender than an LJ Cryer would. So if you had to keep one, let me know down in the comment section who it would be. Give me a JR for Jackson Rowe or give me an LJ for LJ Cryer. What do you guys think? Who would you keep in the Golden State roster? Let me know in the comment section. And make sure you are subscribed to the channel. That will do it for today's edition of Warriors Today. YouTube.com/WarriorsTV. Keep you up to date with the latest and greatest on your Dubs all season long. And as always, let's go Dubs.